Hey, welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know that I like to go deep within my reading, so I like to look at everything. We look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes along with everything else. So you need to keep that in mind if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. If you do, you're going to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. I want to thank all my new and old subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you. Thank you. I really love your comments. I love reading them and just wanted to say them. All right. Let's see what the underlining energy is. And when you're dealing with shadows, you always want to know this because what a person shows you is not really like what they feel a lot of times. All right. Anxiety, worry. Well, I feel like the tables have turned, Virgo. I feel like for a long time in the beginning of the relationship, you were like a little bit worried, and this person knew it. They knew it because they could tell that you and them have a very strong bond. This person's able to shut their feelings off, though. They're able to detach from their feelings. And now they have actually anxiety because they're realizing that, first of all, they can't shut their feelings off. Second of all, they also know that they burnt the bridge, that they pushed this to the extreme. I feel like this person ghosted. I feel like they should have apologized. I feel like every turn that they could have made to repair and fix this connection, they didn't. So they're seeing that you're not acting any different. If anything, they see that you're not bothered, you're detached, you don't really want to have anything to do with them. So now they're in a place of anxiety and worry. I don't really feel like they're showing it though. But if you know this person, and they were around you and they're coming around you, you'll be able to psychically pick it up. And so if this person's reached out to you, made excuses to reach out to you, and maybe not acted like they cared, but made an excuse, like I said, they were feeling out the situation. They were intuitively trying to read where you are, whether or not you want to take them back, whether or not, you're so angry at them. This person, again, is not very emotionally intelligent. And so they don't express their feelings. However, there's a lot of anxiety and worry. So we're going to take a peek and see why I just channeled that information out. I'm haunted. See, they're haunted by what they do. I feel like they try to not haunted. They try not to think about it. And what it is a guilt. And see, when you have a real connection with somebody, um, and you're mad and you want things your way and you have a lot of distractions, that you don't really realize the impact when the connection like separates, when it falls apart. It's because you're again stuck in the emotion. And I feel like for a long time your person actually thought you were toxic. They actually thought that you were the problem. They didn't see why you wanted to control everything. And what they're seeing now is that they disrespected you, and they're seeing things finally from your perception, which is why they're getting a lot of anxiety and worry. There's many different realities that play out at one time, and it's everything is perception. And so if you perceive to see things through a negative way and your actions are based on it, what this person sees, what I feel like is that they need healing, because they're like, why do I care? First of all, why do I care? I never care about um how I treat people. I feel like this person never really did. They play games. You were not the first person that they played games with. they also don't understand why they didn't see you for who you are. And I feel like God does that. God protects us, shields us. When a person doesn't have a good intention because of where they are in life, this person is in a different way now and looking at you through a different perception, mainly because you've changed. And now they're seeing you and your life, but I feel like they're saying to themselves, why didn't I see you? And I feel like, again, because God tends to shield, who we truly are from people that might want to benefit from us. So you may be connected to someone that wanted you to perceive you as you didn't do as well as they did, that you weren't as confident, that you wouldn't be as popular, that you wouldn't, whatever, again, the ego. And so that's really, again, why this person's haunted, because what it is that they're seeing you, themselves, the situation from a completely different perception because so much time has passed and you have changed. But I don't really feel like you've changed where you are like all of a sudden this better person. I feel like you were always a good person working on your stuff. That person just never saw your vision, never saw what you were doing, never saw, doesn't think the way that you do, was perceiving you the way that they perceive themselves. That's what projection is. Again, and now they're angry. It's again, and they were angry then. I feel like their past relationships also tended to replay within their life. They're haunted within that aspect because, again, when you don't heal from your past relationships, you bring that baggage into the current relationship. So this person tended to look at everything through a distorted perception, again, where the glass is half empty, again, and build up their ego a lot in how they perceive themselves. But again, they're angry now because they almost feel like you tricked them. They almost feel like they got tricked. They're not happy. They feel like you're happy. Why should you be happy? So this person has so many different emotions that even when you were with them, it was difficult, or when they did give you the time, they never really 100% gave you the time. This is what that's saying. Because they were always dealing with the baggage of that unhealed, stuff continue to play out. And so, like you said, this person's seeing all that now. And again, that was what I said before, wanted to act like they were, better than you, like more superior. Like, again, I wanted to put myself on a pedestal so that, you would do more for me. I perceived you as being less than. I perceived myself as being the catch. And what I'm seeing is that you're the catch. And due to the fact that, you know, really, like, I'm haunted from my past relationships, like, that's why I never really gave to you. This is what I'm seeing. And so they are mad. If you want to know the truth, they're very angry. But there's only two energies, love and fear. So it's almost like this person's ego is still really showing themselves because, like you said, it's bothering me that I can't see myself superior. This is your person. And also, it's making me angry that you doing what you did to me, like turning the tables on me, is making me feel as if, I really like, it's making me look at all the other past relationships that didn't work out, that don't allow me to perceive that I'm more superior. And now I'm seeing that everything of who you were, and I'm angry because it's, again, I really have anxiety because I know that you're gonna see again that I wasn't true to you. but really what's underneath this too is that this person is very, very jealous. So they, again, it's not that they don't have feelings, because person wouldn't be jealous unless they had feelings. However, there's a sense of, why are you happy like without me? Like, why are you, like, again, why are you living the life that I want to live, almost? Like, it's so again, this person, like, the fact that they're haunted by their relationships, I also feel like they feel their past relationships have thrown them off of the path of who they're supposed to be. So they blame other people for what their life looks like now. So it seems like this person perceived you to be less than, wanted you to treat them as if they were superior by giving them more where they didn't really have to give you more. You detached, again, because seeing it like as betrayal. I feel like you were disgusted with the way that you were being treated, and tried to talk to them. They didn't really want to budge. And then there was always a sense that you didn't really even trust them, that there was, again, of who that they were, and a lot of narcissist energy, which, like I said, created a lot of no trust. And so you backed away from this person, detached from them. And so here they are off to the side, looking at their life, hating their life, it looks like, and looking at your life and seeing again that your life is great. That they could have been a part of your life, but because they wanted to act more superior, they screwed themselves out of it. So it's again, this, again, a lot of games, a lot of games that, I mean, I'm gonna look at the triggers, but there has to be a ton of them from dealing with this type of energy. I mean, because all we see here is somebody that was a narcissist, someone that, you know, you can't trust, and because they haven't done the healing. So people that don't never do the healing, they are angry. They're angry. That's why they want to act superior. People that, again, feel good about themselves don't need to elevate themselves. Again, that's the lies. And again, that this person would stand true to their lies by being stubborn. So, you can't do anything with that energy. You would be disgusted, but this person also is disgusted by themselves. So again, now they're seeing all of this, all of it. And so this is where the anxiety and the worry comes from, because it's like everything is right here. Like, it's like you showed them. So you didn't just say, I don't want to like really be with you, but because you're like this, but this is your life. This is why I don't like. So you expose them and they're forced to look at all their shit. So there is a sense of, when a person's not healed and they're trying to figure things out, they're up in their head a lot, trying to figure things out. And it's creating a lot of anxiety because they can't figure it out. That's what a block is. How did I get here? Why does my life look like this? Like, why doesn't anything ever work out? Like, again, a little bit of the victim. So it's not just worry about what they did to you, but you don't want to be with them, then again, who's going to take them in? Who's going to? Because the same thing keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again. And that's what is really making this person have anxiety. They had it before. That's why they did everything. They went into this relationship having this block, but they weren't aware of why they were doing everything. It's almost like by you detaching, again, argument, it's like, feel like, again, like, I feel like you get triggered because this person like wouldn't even like, wasn't emotionally intelligent enough to even tell you if there was a problem. They would literally start an argument with you, and that would create so much anxiety unless you had to soothe them. You had to continually soothe this person, like, in order for them to, again, and that's very narcissist behavior. It's like, you're not, it's your fault. It's like your reaction to their betrayal. It's again, and then you would have to soothe them for your reaction. And I feel like you got tired of it. You're like, you love to like just argue to keep me in a place where you're more superior. It's like, of course, anyone would be disgusted in that, because the whole time you're jealous and you know that you're not really deserving of me. That's why you're jealous, because if you would really give to me, you would, you know, you wouldn't be jealous, but you're stubborn. And it's again, gaslight. That's what I was saying, always like projecting, always making it like it's focusing on your reaction, not what they do. Like always them being stubborn and not wanting to like actually compromise at all or see anything. So it's again very, very narcissistic energy. So which is what these are why they're your triggers, because you could see, and again, there was no trust anymore. And that's because this person emotionally would never show up. They never, they wouldn't change. They were like, it's either my way or the highway. And which is again, very narcissistic energy. I'm going to take my love away from you. It's like, you're not doing what I want. I'm going to act like you're not really that important. I'm going to elevate myself all the time. This is what this person sees. And what they see is that your life looks pretty good and that you're the one that detached from them. So it's again, for them, it's a little bit of a mind fuck. It's also like they have feelings. Normally, if this would happen to this person, if it would happen and they didn't have feelings, they would just disappear and they wouldn't care. It's the fact that you care, that you had a good connection to them, is that they have a strong connection to you still. And you really see who they are, and so they can't really come in and act any differently now because it's up. The jig is up. And so we look to see, what do they feel on a deeper level. We want to see what type of relationship. If you're not going to tell us what the connection is with spirit, can you tell us what kind of relationship is this? What's the point of this relationship? Because every relationship, if you're connected to a narcissist and they've hurt you, and you might be like, why was I with this person? What was I supposed to learn? Because really, that's where people come into our life. People come into our life to teach us, to help us grow, to help us evolve, even the painful ones, because pain makes you think, pain makes you change, pain makes you, again, grow, unfortunately. If you don't learn, you can stay in pain and hold on to pain and continue to keep creating. This is where shadow work comes into play. So we look and we see, is this a relationship that is helping you clear certain things, or what is the point, or what is this person thinking? Where are they at? I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. I feel like the connection was very passionate, that there, and if you, even if you weren't with this person, they feel the chemistry. Now, listen, past life karmic mates, list, like that's what it is. There is a strong connection. There is a lot of passion. There is chemistry. No one would stick around to learn the lesson. That's why you get this. So it's, that doesn't shock me. And it also doesn't mean that that's any great thing, because again, person like wants everything their way, but they're again connected to like sexually, but not really emotionally, not for your emotional needs anyway, their own. I daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual, other times I visualize our future together. So again, this person, it's still all about the passion. And again, if you're thinking about passion all the time with a person, you would think about what your life would be. You would daydream about that. And also, until the person learns the spiritual lesson, they will still have this connection. The only way that a karmic cord is cut is when we transmute that negative energy and we learn. And that means that you would actually have to cut it because this person is too much in there. I'm so in love. I'm so fantasizing about you all the time that I'm not in reality. It's like, and that's part of them escaping, again, because they don't really feel good about what happened. They just know that there's a connection and hoping that that connection is still there. There are messages being exchanged through music and movies. So it's again, this person is looking for signs and synchronicities from the universe because again, they feel the spiritual connection and there is one. However, we have different types of connections. Past life karmic mate comes in to teach. So we're literally, this person is learning. What they're learning is, I actually do have feelings. I actually am the one that fucked up this relationship. I actually, in order to get this relationship back, I'm going to have to be different. I actually can't handle that. So I'm daydreaming a lot, is what I see here. I feel abandoned. I often feel like others let me down, and that's because this person, like again, lets other people down because they let themselves down. So that they again don't just allow the relationship to unfold. They needed everything to be their way. They were stubborn on top of it. Here they have a good connection. They feel that connection. The chemistry is there to the point that is off the charts is what I see, but they need to control because the person that gaslights is all about control. And they know that you don't trust them. They know that. They know it's again because this person needs so much healing because that's what narcissism is, right? Narcissism means that, person like just the, usually it happens because of abandonment. They didn't get the nurturing and love that they needed. So they again are all about themselves or in survival mode. And that is what creates the trust issues. But again, till they heal themselves, and we see that they need to heal from the anxiety and the worry. And the fact that this person is like again really jealous, which goes with narcissism a lot of times too, because it's again, I'm attracted to you, do love you. I did think that our relationship was going to play out this way. I needed it for it to play out this way. You showed me that it's not. You need to be punished, but I still have feelings for you. But who are you to go and have, you know, like a better life without me? So this is what I'm saying, that this person has all different feelings and emotions. And part of that is because you are connected to their healing. You're making them do their healing without knowing. You didn't say, hey, you need to do your healing. You just were like, peace out. I'm not dealing with this. And they never expected that. They expected, narcissists usually beat people down to a place that, you're going to become subservient to them. They didn't think that you were going to change. They never experienced that before. So again, you did something different from all the rest. So now, of course, this person is like, I'm in love because again, you triggered their abandonment. So partially, do they love? It's like, yes, but it's also, you really are connected to their spiritual growth because what we see on one hand that they have all different emotions. And their emotion is like, again, buried under a lot of like, like pain, because that's really what anger is. It's pain. It's just mess. You think I'm not listening to you, but I am. I hear everything you say and even replay our conversations in my head. So it's again, this person always cared. They just acted like they didn't care. And that's what they're seeing too. And that's a narcissistic thing. So just seeing like if it was going to tell us anything else, and it's really not. It says, okay, here it is. It says, what we are experiencing is a part of a larger collective clearing. Don't feel alone because others are healing too. So again, like I said, I feel like this connection was mainly a spiritual one that the universe brought together, because I'm like, well, what did you get? Why did you attract this person, Virgo? Because we see what you did in this person's life. This person's not just going to go back to the same way that they were. Doesn't mean that they're not going to be a narcissist anymore. What it means is that they are they're gonna try not to be a narcissist anymore. And it's again, and that's a trained behavior, and you help them become aware because they played a lot of games in the beginning of the connection. But didn't give the connection really even a chance in the beginning. And then as soon as you detach from them, they did. So they're again, they are healing, they're learning. But we have to say again, why did I attract them? But if you're a Virgo, you're like, I was just in a connection with this person that was a narcissist. It was horrible. So sometimes we uncover wounds that need to be integrated, and sometimes we find our gifts that still need to be integrated. Again, because energy needs to be transformed. We can never get rid of negative energy. And until you transmute that negative energy, you keep attracting the same types of people and situations that have that same energy. So again, gifts. Well, again, I feel like when you detach from this person, you put your time and energy into yourself. You found your gifts, right? Part of your gifts too is to be very intuitive, to have the gift of discernment, to be like, okay, well, I'm going to call your bluff. Whatever you're saying, you're acting like you're all this big and mighty and gaslighting me and trying to manipulate me and act like you're more superior. Well, it's again, I'm feeling like it's not in alignment and you detached. And so like seeing that actually gave you confidence, actually was very healing. But I also feel like you put your time and your energy into yourself. And when you do that, you find, what you're good at. You find what you're passionate about. You put your energy into those things and they grow. They turn into something bigger. Whether that's they help me connect to more people, they open up opportunities. It's again, you lose yourself in yourself. And that's very healing because it allows you to see yourself differently. And whenever we again transmute like negative energy and when you find gifts, well, there was always that energy there, but you only have so much time, energy, focus, and money. So even your energy, you only have so much energy. So what was in place of those gifts, we asked, and it was like, well, you also found again to be vulnerable. The vulnerability, I feel like if you grew up in an environment where you weren't able to be vulnerable, again, when we're vulnerable, we're able to be truthful. We're able to have our guard down and still be true to ourselves. I feel like you grew up in an environment that you weren't allowed to be vulnerable. So I do feel like there's the trauma of actually being with somebody and allowing this person's a narcissist. They definitely wouldn't allow you to be vulnerable. So track into that energy, number one. And number two, I feel like again, being that you found your gift during that time, like I said, it allowed you to become more vulnerable, but through a different way. Again, not necessarily through again, the person that you would want to be, but through in the act of actually creating. Because, like I said, when you're an energy being, and we are energy, again, we're made up of our thoughts and our emotions. And so when we're holding on to negative energy, it means that that energy is in place of something else. And that you might say, well, how? And it's like your focus. Again, your time, your energy, your focus, your money is your energy. If we looked at the Magician Tarot card, that would be all your energies. So, being that your energy was, again, too busy not being able to feel relaxed, to feel comfortable, to be vulnerable, to actually express yourself the way you wanted to express yourself. And that means be into what you want to be into, play the way you want to play, dress the way you want to dress, walk the way you want to walk, be who you want to be. You weren't allowed to do that. You were brought up probably by someone that actually has very narcissistic tendencies, which is what made you connect to this person. Now, when you're being raised by someone that you can be vulnerable around, you don't feel safe. And then you wind up in your mind instead. So I believe that you tend to be very psychic because that was a survival mechanism from being raised by someone that didn't allow you to feel safe. Which being around this person actually, again, feeling this energy brought you right back to there and triggered you where you were like, nope, I'm going to detach. Kind of the way that you did when you were growing up, the same way. You just were physically able to detach, then not just like check out emotionally and mentally, which again, when we do that, we become very psychic. And within that realm, we're in the imagination realm. So you were able to still go back there, but you were also able to leave to that place again, that inner authority. And that's what I was saying, listening to that higher self, the God part of self, that part of self that's claircognizance, that's knowing, that knows this is not right. It doesn't make me feel right. I'm going to detach from it. I know that that's what I do. I do not feel safe. I'm not able to be myself around this person because they're narcissistic. I'm going to put the energy into myself. But even before you did that, part of your gifts, like I said, I feel like what is that psychicness, that intuitiveness, that higher self, being connected to source that allowed you to say, this isn't right for me, I'm detaching. So like I said, what we see is that that's actually, you found your gifts, you found strength, you got to see yourself differently, more powerful, more in control, more like things are not going to go your way, they're going to go my way. I'm in charge of my life, I love my life, I choose me. And a lot of times that's a lesson that we need to learn when we're brought up by a narcissist, because that narcissist will make you feel not loved, again, not safe. So attracting a person like this, we can understand why. So we'll end this off by saying to Spirit, this calls to me. What is the energy that we can pull in to our life to balance our energy out even more now that, we still would have a little bit of this residue of this person's energy connected to us? What can we do to fully transmute this energy so that we can be clear of it, so that we will not attract? Now that we've learned the spiritual lesson, because you did, and that's why this person's suffering and why they have anxiety and you don't. It's again, we ask Spirit, and Spirit says, divine light, know that you are an expression of love and you shine like the sun, that your inner light is your strength and your treasure, and that your intuition guides you to discover the wonders and goodness of who you are. That it's about continuing to continue on your path to, again, becoming yourself. That yes, you passed the test. However, you are still discovering yourself. and you're still going to attract many different types of energies into your life, some good, some bad, but through it all, what you're supposed to be learning is who you are. And that's what I was saying, the goodness of who you are, so that you can assure to really not just be the expression of love, but always attract what you love, because you know that you're deserving of it, that you're shining from those attributes that you perceive about yourself, that you are a good person and that you're deserving of love. When we attract a narcissist, a lot of times we feel like we're not deserving of love. And that many times also happens when we were raised by somebody that was narcissistic. Now, we don't consciously say that we don't not deserving of love, but it's what we put up with. And what I see here is you listen to yourself and you said, no, not today, Satan. I'm not going to do this. It's like, I'm going to choose what I want, not repeat a karmic cycle. I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.